Okay, hello teachers, hello patrons, hello my YouTube subscribers, hello everyone who's watching this today. I'm going to be talking about the software Kahoot with you today. I'm going to talk to you about how I make Kahoots for my students, how it can be useful for building vocabulary. I'll walk you through a few of the Kahoots that I've made and we'll make one together. All right, so come on over with me. We'll get started. Actually, I'll start by just going to kahoot.com. Kahoot.com. Great. So the first thing you'd want to do is to come on over here and log in. Right? So if you don't have a login, then create one. For me, I have a Kahoot Premium. So that just allows me to do certain things that other people wouldn't be able to do. But even if you just have the free version, the basic version of Kahoot, you could still do more or less what I'm going to show you today. All right, so Kahoots are just fun little quizzes that you could do with your students. If you check it out here, I have a bunch of different ones for different levels. For my B2, C1, B1 General English courses. Right? Basically, I get students, I'll talk more about this after, but I get students to create glossaries via Google Jamboard. So I'll just come over here quickly and I may as well show you. So these are my different students' Jamboards right here. You could see the different words in each of these. So for example, this is Alex's, and these are all the new words that he's added to his Jamboard right here. So I basically get these and then I take them over to Kahoot and create a Kahoot for my students. Most of these Kahoots, this like C1, B1, B2, most of these are built on from previous students' Kahoots. So at one point in time, you know, this one says Alex's Kahoot. This one probably said, oh no, Sarah's Kahoot or something like that. So I've just basically changed the name, changed the picture, and I've built in more vocabulary, which is specifically from my B1 course, right? From Unit 5 in my B1 course. And if any of you are interested in these courses, then definitely head on over to Teachers Pay Teachers. I have a link in the box below, so you could check out some of these courses that I've created from scratch, or you could even go over to Patreon and sign up for as little as $1 a month, and then you could have access to my different resources. In any case, this isn't a plug. What I'm basically saying here is that I take words from the glossaries that I make with my students and I put them into the Kahoots, right? So what is Kahoot? Well, let's have a look right here. Let's have just a sneak peek. So for example, there will be different questions like this. So what word could best describe the picture? And we have, subversion, fizzling out, repurposing, pursuing. How would you best describe this girl? Cheeky, quirky, stuck in a rut, submissive, right? So again, I'm taking all of these from my different students' Jamboards and putting them in here. But I'm also putting in some questions or some words which are just for C1 level students or B1 level students, right? And it's kind of hard to have to put these words in a box like this is just for B2 level students, for example. So that's a little bit tricky. But we do have an idea of roughly how many words you should be learning and should have control over at different stages in your learning career. So that's how I decided to organize this, so it's more compatible with my courses. Okay, so that's an example of my C1 level. I like to use pictures. So on Kahoot, you could put pictures in. Usually you'll have a prompt or a question, and then you could have multiple choice. You could also do true and false. As you see right here, you could do just write the answer, right? So what would a hippie say instead of awesome? Here, let's just add a picture of a hippie right here, if they have any. Yeah. So these, like, a lot of people may not understand these, but my students should understand this because I actually taught them these words in the class, in the C1 level class, in my C1 level course. So that's why they would know, particularly, so I'll take slide 12 off. So that's why they would know to put in either the word gnarly or the word rad. All right. So in a nutshell, that's how I make my Kahoots. That's what informs me. I've spoken about a few of the functions of Kahoot, such as true or false, multiple choice, fill in the blank. All right. They also have another one where you could make like a puzzle, sort of. So it's this one right here, puzzle. So in that one, you could maybe just have them put the phrases or the segments in the correct formation. Yeah, so for example, you could say, first, I was afraid, I was petrified. Right? So you could just put a few phrases. It could be lyrics of a song. It could be, parts of a story maybe. And you could put a few phrases and then those will be jumbled up. And then you have to put them in the correct, the student has to put them in the correct order. So I'll show you in a moment what this looks like from the student's perspective. But first I'm just going to, we are going to create a Kahoot. All right, so let's have a look right here. So the other day, I actually made a video about the iTalki onboarding. It hasn't been released yet, but it was about the iTalki onboarding quiz to try to help you all with that quiz. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go to iTalki onboarding quiz. Yeah, so I made this little walkthrough right here. All right. Maybe it is public. Have I made this public yet? Maybe it is. Okay, anyway. So in taking this quiz, you're expected to read a, here, I'll just throw a few of these random ones down here. Okay. Oh, they're going to make me put my email address. All right. Okay, cool. Okay, next. Awesome. Let me come back and take the quiz. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, I should put that. Yep, there we go. So this is what I've been looking for. Sorry to spam iTalki there. But basically, they will give you a quiz based on this information in this document right here, okay? So that's what we're going to be making our Kahoot on right here, okay? So for example, let's have a look at how to market yourself. Set a reasonable price. So my question is going to be, let's start off here, Kahoot. Create. So we're going to title our Kahoot. So first of all, I'm going to title it maybe iTalki onboarding quiz. Cool. Great. So they have a few different options down here. You could put a YouTube video in there. So maybe I'll put the YouTube video from the one that where I explain iTalki and the iTalki walkthrough. So let's have a look right here. This will be premiering in 15 days. So keep an eye out on that, I should say. Great. And this is more or less what you need. Like you could put a description in there as well. You could put a little cover picture in there if you want to, but this is more or less what you need. So I'm going to say, how much should a teacher charge for general English lessons? Okay, and let's see what they have in here. So for a professional teacher, I should be specific, professional teacher, $17 to $21 an hour. All right, so we could put 17 to 21. That could be one of the options. Another one could be maybe 42 to 45. I wish. Another one could be maybe 1 to 4. And we could leave it at that. We don't have to put another one. So let's put the correct answer right there. And I'll just put a professional teacher. Teacher, charge. Okay, good stuff. So that's the first question right there. So now we could go on to another question. Let's make it a true or false question. All right, so true or false. Business English is business English lessons could be offered by community tutors. So as you see right here, community tutors cannot offer lessons for business English test preparation or kids. All right, so that is going to be false. And maybe we could put a little, I'm losing all my words today, picture right here. So we could put a test, put like exam. All of these like COVID things are coming in and again, okay. Maybe write exam. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was going to put business English and test prep. Lessons could be offered by community tutors. So that's false, right? All right, cool. Let's go through. We'll make a few more right here. So maybe I could put type answer, right? So this one, the students won't have options of what to type. They just have to type the answer and hope it's correct. So maybe, what are some major markets for iTalki students? I don't know if this is particularly in here. To track, they don't necessarily say that this is yeah, maybe I could say, what is the peak time for market? Yeah, I could see, what is the peak time for market for the Russian student market? Okay, and we could go over here. I'm just going to copy the UTC. Happy days. So the correct answer is 7 to 19. 7 to 19. So there are other accepted answers, right? So for example, we could put 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., for example, right? Okay, cool. Awesome. Something else we could do, we can make a puzzle right here. So let's go to a different part of this document. Maybe we could do something like this. So put the segments in order, right? So first, you teach the class, then the student confirms it, and the money is deposited into your teacher wallet. Finally, students, finally, at the end of the 2-week period, you withdraw it. Withdraw it. Okay, cool. So that's an example right there. Maybe we could put money. Yeah, so I just like doing this. Adding pictures. You could also add videos if you want to, right? So I could have a quiz and I could find a video of teaching. Oh, here, let's go to videos. So teaching. Okay, the 5 principles of highly effective teachers, right? So maybe I could click that here. Well, why don't we put iTalki.Ryan? iTalki.Ryan. Yeah, awesome. So I could put this in, and maybe I'll just put like the first 20 seconds. All right, so we'll just add that, and I'll say, what level is this student in this video? You could say B1, B2, C1, or C2. The correct answer is C1, right? So it's not really related to this document right here, but basically I wanted to show you how you could add videos as well. Yeah, those are the main functions that I use here. The final function I'd say that's worth noting is just a quiz and audio. I think you need premium to have this actually. Personally, I wouldn't even suggest buying premium at the beginning. Like I don't have any regrets, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary for me even. One of the reasons why I bought premium is because I thought I would be able to record so my students could listen and answer questions. But actually, you just type the text in here. So how many classes has Ryan taught on iTalki? And then this like robot reads it out. Yeah, exactly. So you could do listen and respond. So you could do, 3,000, 2,000, 4,000, or 3,200, 3,250. Very specific. But by the time this comes out, it'll probably be like 3,300. So let's do 3,300, right? So that's an example. 6 questions right there. So we could go ahead, save right here. After this, you could test the Kahoot if you want to. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll test it. All right. Classic. Okay, so I'm going to put the pin in here, 644. Whoa, that's scary. 61. My name will be Rye. And we could start. Cool. So this is what it looks like right here. How much should a professional teacher charge for general English lessons? And we would, oh yeah. So this is what your student would see if you're doing it in real time, okay? So I'll show this to you after, but there are 2 different ways that you could do a Kahoot with your student. You could either play it with them in real time in the class, which I barely ever do, or you could just assign it to them. And I typically just assign it to them. Business English and test prep lessons could be offered by community tutors. That is false, right? So that's basically how you would go through it. And you get points for each one. After a certain amount of students do this, you can kind of see a little bit of a scoreboard, like different students will have different scores, which is pretty cool. So let's close that down and I'll just wrap things up here. So if I click play now, see right here, I could either start and do it in class with my students, or I could assign it. All right. So if I assign it, typically what I would do, you could set a deadline, or you don't have to set a deadline. I never set a deadline. Personally, I don't see the point. So for me, I turn the deadline off. I just create this. It gives me a link and I could send it to my students. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to say complete this fun Kahoot to test your knowledge. Right. That's it. See? So right there, we, just like I would give to my students, I have given all of you a Kahoot right there. Yeah. So then if you come over here, you could see the questions. As your students complete it, you'll be able to see what their marks are, which ones are harder, which ones are easier. All right, so this is in the reports column right here. I could see all of the reports of the students who have completed their respective Kahoots, right? Danny's, Juan's, all of these students for ages. Yeah? Okay, great. So I believe that's just about all that you need to know. So in a nutshell, Kahoot is free. You could pay for premium. I believe premium's only like $5 a month, maybe even less. So I'm completely happy paying for it. It gives me a couple extra functions such as the audio, and I think there are other things, but the majority of what I showed you today, like being able to have true or false, being able to have multiple choice, that is all absolutely free, right? That's all included in the basic version. So I hope you all found this insightful. If you've used Kahoot with students, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't used it, let me know as well. Let me know why not. All right. I will be creating Kahoots for my courses that I create, not only for students, but also for iTalki teachers. For those of you who don't know, I have a free course on Udemy right now, so definitely check that out. It's absolutely free. You have nothing to lose, and I've had 400 or 500 people register already. So I think that free is good. So check it out whenever you'd like to. I'll be making Kahoots for those kinds of courses as well. And if you have any suggestions on other tutorials you would like in order to make your classes more fun and interactive on iTalki or whichever platform you teach on, let me know. All right. You all take care and keep smiling.